From March 19 to 23, 2018, we at the auction house Künker will conduct our spring auctions in Osnabrück. In auction 304, we will be offering the second part of the Geschichtsfreund collection. The collector focused on the evolution of human portraits on coins. This film will tell you how and where everything started. The Achaemenid Empire, the most significant power of the ancient world, at least until Alexander came and demonstrated to his contemporaries that this colossus had feet of clay. But in the 5th century, the Persian great king had a firm grip on his empire. He ruled countless peoples. Delegations from all provinces would come to the Persian New Year's festival to present their great king with gifts. They came from India, the Sogdiana, from the land of the Parthians and the Armenians, from faraway Ethiopia and from Syria, from Lydia, and from a very insignificant region on the outskirts of the Persian world, from Ionia, which was populated by Greeks at the time. Nevertheless, Ionia was a rich country with famous craftsmen. That is why the reliefs of Persepolis show that the Ionians are giving the great king fine wool and precious fabrics and artful vessels wrought from gold and silver. At the time, Ionia was not just a blossoming economic region, it was also a center of philosophy. It was here that Thales of Miletus, Anaximander, and Heraclitus of Ephesus had developed their ideas of the individual human, who should be able to influence the course of things independently from his family, his clan, or his city-state. Their ideas were circulating in the same way the Persian coins were circulating. However, the coins did not depict a deity, like they did in Greece or Sicily, but instead they showed a person, the great king of Persia. We can see him on his coins with a bow and a lance, wearing the jagged crown. When the coins were too small to depict the ruler's entire body, his head was enough to demonstrate who was responsible for these coins. Naturally, these faces cannot be considered portraits yet. They do not show Darius II or Artaxerxes II. No, they show the great king of Persia. Aside from the official gold and silver coins of the Persian ruler, local coins continued to be minted throughout his territories in Anatolia and northern Greece. One good example for this is the city of Kyzikos. Coins were minted there for about 220 years. Even though Kyzikos was 150 of those 220 years under Persian rule, the coins were not changed. Knidos was also ruled by the Persians for many years, but still continued to produce gorgeous coins with the same image. The Persians did not prevent the subjected cities from keeping up their individual coinage. As a result, the intersection of the Persian coinage, the coins of the Greek cities, and the idea of the influential individual led to the first portraits in numismatic history. You can see one of the earliest examples here. It shows an Anatolian deity on the reverse, Artemis as mistress of the animals. The Greek inscription tells us which Artemis it is. Astyre, Astyrene. Astyrene was a tiny city in Mysia with a famous temple of Artemis. The obverse is even more remarkable. It shows one of the earliest portraits. This high forehead, this hook nose, this is not an idealizing image of a deity. This is a person. And we can actually read the letters Tissa for Tissaphernes. We know this Tissaphernes. He was a satrap of Ionia under Darius II and played the role of Cyrus' opponent in the Anabasis of Xenophon. He allegedly killed the prince himself and was rewarded for that by being given his position as a satrap of Lydia. The small bronze coins also shows his portrait. It was probably minted in Sardis, the capital of the province of Lydia. Pharnabazos II was one of Tissaphernes' contemporaries. He ruled the province of Hellespontine Phrygia. His capital was Dascylium. And this is his portrait. Pharnabazos is wearing the typical Persian tiara. The inscription reads F-A-R-N-A-B-R, short for Pharnabazos. The reverse shows a battleship with a ram bow. It is probably a hint at the purpose of these coins. Pharnabazos ruled as field commander in the war against the Spartans and had these tetradrachms minted in order to finance his battle fleet. Incidentally, the tuna fish under the inscription is very interesting for researchers. It is the coat of arms of Kyzikos, and it is an argument in a scholarly debate. A number of researchers state that it proves that this issue is actually a city coin, and that the satraps did not possess the right to mint coins. Here you can see another portrait of Pharnabazos, this time on a coin from Cystene. All three portraits actually have a great resemblance. The custom of putting one's portrait on a coin spread among the satraps. We thus have numerous satrap portraits from the Persian province of Cilicia, with its capital Tarsus. Here is the portrait of Tiribazos, who reigned from 388 to 380. Tiribazos is probably also depicted on this coin. He had been appointed highest field commander by Artaxerxes II after the death of Tissaphernes. In this capacity he had coins minted in Cilicia to pay the army and the fleet he used in the war against King Evagoras of Cyprus. Coins with a portrait of Datames are fairly common sight. He was satrap of Cilicia between 378 and 372 and died during the great satraps' revolt against Artaxerxes II. One of his confederates was Orontas, whose portrait we can see on this coin from Cystene. After the great satraps' revolt, the great king of Persia made Matsaios the satrap of Cilicia, and he still directed the province when Alexander the Great conquered the city of Tarsus in 333. Matsaios preferred the image of Baal of Tarsus for his coins, even though some numismatists would like to relate his satrap's portrait on the obol of an unknown mint to his person. In any case, Alexander, ruler of Macedonia, put a stop to this development when he conquered the Persian Empire. His tetradrachms show Heracles, his gold statues show Athena. After his death, it would take quite some time until his successors dared to put their portraits on the obverses of their coins. We at the auction house Künker are happy to invite you to our Spring Auctions 2018. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any further questions.